Wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
Have a Holden one at 15.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive.
This is Rogers TV. You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome, everybody, to the Candidates Forum, brought to you by Exploits Chamber of Commerce and Rogers Television. Tonight, we'll host candidates from both parties, if you will, or both constituencies, from the Exploits District and the Grand Falls-Windsor-Buckens District. My name is Dave Anthony, and I'll be your moderator for both forums this evening. Now, as the evening progresses, I'll ask each candidate a total of 6 questions, and each candidate will have 4 minutes to respond to each question. So first of all, the introductions. For the Exploits District, I'd like to introduce the 2 candidates from the district. First, Mr. Pleeman Forsey of the Progressive Conservative Party. Welcome, sir. And Mr. Fabian Power of the Liberal Party. Now then, we're going to try to clip it along. Any lagging will be my fault. So we'll lighten it up just a tad. Each candidate will have 3 minutes to introduce themselves, and at the end of the forum, 2 minutes to summarize. First up is Mr. Forsey, I do believe, of the PC Party. Mr. Forsey, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. It is indeed a pleasure to be here this evening, along with my opponent, Mr. Power, to hopefully deal with the issues that matter to you, the voter. I know many of you know me. For those who don't, I'd like to give you a brief bio. I was born in Leading Tiggles. I have 1 sister, 1 brother. In 1971, my father passed away at the age of 45. I was 8 years old. In 1976, my mother decided to move the family to Bishop's Falls, where I attended English Memorial High School. This gave me the opportunity to be part of the Bishop's Falls minor hockey system and also play hockey, high school hockey, learning the importance of being a team player. After completing high school, I attended trade school where I completed a course in electrical. I worked as an electrician for a number of years and later switched to sales, which included the promotion of industrial electrical supplies. I've been a member of the Bishop Falls Lions Club for 26 years, holding many positions in the club, including president for 4 years, as well as zone chairman. Also, I was named Citizen of the Year for Bishop's Falls in 2017. As a member of the organization, I believe my biggest pleasure and reward was chairing a committee where, as a group and with much support, raised $350,000 to purchase a modern rescue vehicle for the Exploits Ground Search and Rescue. I was elected as MHA for the District of Exploits in 2019 and have served as chair of public accounts for the past 2 years, which includes a review of expenditures under the direction of the Auditor General. Myself and my assistant Melanie have dealt with a variety of issues, many of them personal and confidential, but it's always rewarding to be able to help the constituents when needed. I continue to fight on major matters that affect all of us, such as healthcare, education, economic development, and safer communities.
Thank you, sir. Next up is Mr. Fabian Power of the Liberal Party. Sir, it's all yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Fabian Power, and I'm proud to be the Liberal candidate for the Exploits District. I was born and raised in Bishop Falls and have never strayed far from my roots. In 1996, I opened Botwood Home Harbour, and then the following year, I married my wife Susan, also from Bishop Falls. We spent 10 wonderful years in Botwood, building both our business and our family. We were blessed with 2 children, and life was full and busy. In 2007, we moved back home to Bishop Falls, where we still enjoy a beautiful view of the Exploits River from our backyard. In 2021, we sold our business, and by early 2024, Susan and I had taken new roles working from home, just as our kids set off to continue their education and build their own futures. When the opportunity came to serve the people of Exploits, it sparked something in me. I felt this was my chance to give back to the people who supported me all their life. After talking it over with my wife and my kids and getting their full support, I decided to take a step forward. Through the years in business, I've had the privilege of getting to know people from every corner of Exploits. I may be new to politics, but I'm not new to hard work, listening, and finding solutions. My vision is simple. Listen to people, make sure they're heard, and work to make things better. Easy problems have easy fixes. The difficult ones take more thought. But I believe what matters most is knowing that someone is working on your behalf. I would love to have the opportunity to be that person for the people of Exploits. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, gentlemen. I think we're off to a good start. Do you agree, everybody? Yes, of course we are. We're going to lighten it up just a little bit, but keep it right on the topics before us. For our viewing audience, the next phase of our evening will be the question and answer phase of the program itself. We've previously drawn names from a hat, and Mr. Power will answer the first question, and then we'll alternate the remaining questions between the 2 candidates. And just as a point to note, each candidate will be asked the 6 questions and will be given a time limit in which to answer. So starting then with Mr. Power, your first question, sir, is as follows. On economic diversification and job creation. The pulp and paper mill in Grand Falls, Windsor closed years ago, and the region has struggled with outmigration and a lack of stable jobs. How would you work to diversify the economy in central Newfoundland? Examples in tech, tourism, agriculture, mining, so that young people can stay and work here. You can take the podium, sir.
Thank you, Dave. As you're all aware, the mill in Grand Falls, Windsor didn't close. It was expropriated by the former PC government of today. What's ironic, they didn't expropriate Stephenville, but they took away the economy here in central Newfoundland, the very one in which brought industrialization to Newfoundland. And from a business perspective, this was the very mill that had its own resource, our resource. Yet the same PC administration poured millions of dollars into the Cornerbrook mill, which is still open today. As your MHA, I will fight to regain what is left of our resource, the power generating station. I will work to ensure that the central region gets an equity share of the power that is sold from this generation station. The PC government of today did not just expropriate from Abitibi, but they expropriated from you, the people of Exploits and Grand Falls, Windsor Buckens. As for diversifying our economy, I will work with government to use the revenue from this generation station to invest in our community with an emphasis on technology and mining. In partnership with College of the North Atlantic, we can make Central the tech hub of Newfoundland. A re-elected Liberal government realizes the importance of the tech sector and in growing it, as in an announcement with a $10 million boost and positioning Newfoundland as an innovation hub for tech. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And next we have Mr. Forsey. Would you like the question repeated, sir?
No, that's fine.
We're good.
Thank you. Very good question to begin with, actually. In 2018, the Liberal government unlocked 280,000 cubic meters of fibre from the old Abitibi permits. However, these resources were supposed to be granted for industry benefiting our central people, but went outside the central area. This could have supported primary industry, such as sawmill, or for other valued added products. This could have supported economic growth in this area with good paying jobs. In regard to stable jobs, after the Liberals came into power, they closed the Department of Finance in Grand Falls, Windsor, which supported 2 government programs, home heating rebate and parental benefits, leaving 22 people without a job. Mining and mineral have a huge potential to bring jobs and prosperity to rural Newfoundland and Labrador. We will work with developers to drive exploration and development while increasing the value-added production and spin-off industry. We must push for competitive regulations so investments does not go elsewhere while waiting for approvals. Work with Mining NL, industry and academic stakeholders to prepare the labor force for careers in the mining industry. The CNA campuses in Central Newfoundland will offer programming for individuals interested in careers in the mining sector. We must support local business, such as tourism, aquaculture, and farming. Growing the economy starts with a pro-business approach. Small business owners face too many roadblocks in starting and growing a business. In January of 2025, the CFIB annual red tape record gave the Liberals an F for the 5th year in a row. We must aggressively reduce red tape to free businesses from outdated rules. We will cut small business tax to 1%, allowing these businesses to be able to reinvest into expanding and hire more employees. Cellular coverage is key for business in rural area. A PC government will invest an additional $3 million per year in new funding to increase cellular coverage. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll move right along with the second question, and we'll do it in the order of speakers as well. Question number 2 of 6, on municipal finances, or finances, if you will, and taxation pressures. Key word at the end. What measures would you take at the provincial level to ease the taxation burden on residents themselves while ensuring towns in the Grand Falls, Windsor, Buckens, exploits districts can maintain essential services and infrastructure? Mr. Power.
As for municipal finances, we know that falls within the responsibility of the individual town. But what's important to note here is that each of the towns in our district have aging infrastructure that many towns are literally trying to patch water and sewer projects with a Band-Aid solution. What we need is a major investment from both provincial and the feds to essentially allow each of these communities to press the reset button and allow their finances, which will result in lower taxation, making life more affordable for everyone, especially seniors. Let me elaborate. We have town councils struggling to make payments on existing infrastructure that is within the ground. This infrastructure that is within the ground is no different than taking out a mortgage on a house. You must make monthly payments on it until the house is paid off. Unfortunately, like a house, once it's paid off, you have equity. But with water and sewer infrastructure, the value is nothing. By the time it's paid off, towns are spending more money just with Band-Aid solutions. One of my solutions would be for both the federal and provincial governments to create a program in the form of a municipal operating grant that would allow our towns to pay down this debt and focus on the real issue that matters. A community that is affordable for people to live, which results in an all-around healthier community. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Forsey, you ready? And would you like the question repeated, or are you good?
No, it's good. Thank you. Well, there is only one taxpayer, and our goal is to ensure that hard-working Newfoundlanders and Labradorians keep more of what they earn, while their towns and communities continue to receive the support they need to deliver essential services. A Wacom PC government will reduce the overall tax burden on residents by raising the basic personal amount to $15,000, meaning no provincial income tax will be paid on the first $15,000 earned. That's the highest basic personal amount in Atlantic Canada. We will make the temporary gas tax reduction permanent, that's 8 cents per litre, and expand the eligibility for physical tax credit to include fitness gear, such thing as sneakers and bikes. We will also review all taxes and fees charged to people and businesses with the goal of removing unnecessary ones, many of which were added or increased by the Liberals in 2016. At this time, we recognize that municipalities rely on predictable and fair funding to maintain its essential infrastructure and services. That's why we will conduct a comprehensive review of municipal funding tools, inviting municipalities Newfoundland and Labrador to be an active partner in this process. The goal will be to modernize how towns are supported, ensuring they have stable revenues without placing additional burdens on residents. We will also directly work with municipalities to reduce red tape and fix programs like the Job Creation Partnerships and Community Enhancement Program. Currently, long and inefficient approval process delays or even prevent important local projects from going ahead. A PC government will streamline these processes so municipalities can complete infrastructure and community projects on time, on budget. In short, our plan will make life more affordable for residents while ensuring communities have the tools, funding, and flexibility they need to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Forsey. And moving on to our third question, and first up will be Mr. Power again. And here's your question. On recruitment, retention, and service access in healthcare. Rural and mid-sized towns in the province face chronic challenges in recruiting and keeping physicians, keeping nurses, keeping specialists, as well as ensuring timely access to care. What concrete plans do you have to improve recruitment, retention, and access? Example, incentives, telemedicine infrastructure, so that the residents in the Grand Falls, Windsor, Bucklands, Exploits districts get timely care. Mr. Power.
For years, the emphasis on recruitment of physicians, which is still true today, but we must realize that almost every facet of medicine needs people to work. We need to get down to basics of what recruiting really is. I will use an example of doctors. We can hire whatever recruitment specialists there are out there, but at the end of the day, doctors recruit doctors. And same goes for every other healthcare professional in medicine. We need to get to the basics and realize that these highly educated people are well sought after. Therefore, we need to sell them on what we have to offer in Grand Falls, Windsor, and Botwood. In saying this, we need to accommodate these professionals. What was once good for a healthcare worker 50 years ago, with respect to a work schedule, is obviously not going to work today. We need to work with the professional and their families to find a perfect work-life balance. Forcing doctors to work for weeks on end without a break, or mandating a nurse to work beyond a 12-hour shift, hasn't worked in a long time, and we all know the fallout from that. Furthermore, we must also be innovative and creative in how we deliver healthcare. The days of people expected to come to the main center has not always proven to be successful. 2 weeks ago, Premier Hogan, myself, and two remarkable doctors, Dr. Jody Wolfrey and Dr. Lynette Powell, stood in front of the Toomey mural in Botwood and announced a plan for these two doctors to start visiting primary clinics in Leading Tickles, Point Limiton, Fortune Harbour, and Cottles Cove. This concept originated with Dr. Toomey himself in bringing healthcare to the patient, which truly enhances timely care. As a government, we need to get back to the basics of recruiting for all healthcare jobs. The days of them coming to us and looking for jobs is long gone. We need a proactive approach where we sell our own products to them and not the other way around. From a business perspective, this boils down to basic business 101, where we look for the opportunity and go after the professional.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. To help everyone access a family doctor or nurse practitioner, we will double the size of our province's nurse practitioner program and train more doctors by increasing the number of seats in our medical school. We will also bring nurse practitioners, doctors who are now working elsewhere, we'll bring them home. Add 50 seats to our nursing school. We will train, recruit, and retain more local nurses so that we can end the reliance on costly out-of-the-province nurse agencies. Bring nurse practitioners and family doctors and keep them here. We'll make Newfoundland and Labrador the place they want to build their careers with overhead support and incentives to help them set up clinics and help patients. Recruit additional healthcare workers by providing every student training in a program where there are staff shortages and offer of employment at the beginning of their studies. Provide paid work terms for students, training in hard-to-fill areas who complete their placement within health, social, and education services of the provincial government. This includes students who are studying to be nurses, teachers, social workers, and more. When people need health care, they should not have to worry about how they get there or the cost of travel. That is why a PC government will create a permanent team of local Newfoundland and Labrador nurses and nurse practitioners. This team will provide health care in different parts of the province when and where they're needed most, especially in rural and remote underserviced communities. A recommendation of the Registered Nurses Union, this will reduce the reliance on expensive out-of-the-province travel nurses. Recruit additional healthcare workers by providing every student training in a program where there are staff shortages, an offer of employment at the end of beginning of their studies. Students must be hired on their way into the training program, not on their way out. Enable healthcare workers to practice their full scope so more people can be seen in a timely manner.
Thank you, Mr. Forsey. And clipping right along, if I may, our fourth question for the evening, focused on health system, if you will, on our health system. So, health system structure and accountability is the headline. And here goes the question. The province has recently amalgamated regional health authorities under a single provincial health services body. Example, Central Health merged into Newfoundland Health Services. The question, how will you ensure that this centralized model improves outcomes rather than causing further gaps or longer wait times? And what oversight or accountability mechanisms would you support? Mr. Power.
We are a province of roughly 500,000 people with one huge geographical challenge. Having one health authority makes perfect sense because as being a former business owner myself, I know firsthand we don't need bloated senior management and hundreds of people essentially doing the same administrative jobs in various areas of the province. We need to be more accountable. With the merger of the Health Authority, we've seen early successes. We now have surgery specialties visiting areas of the province performing surgeries that have never been done before. Orthopedic surgeons are now traveling from St. John's to perform surgeries rather than the patients having to travel across the province. From a more local point of view, the towns of Leading Tickles, Point Limiton, Fortune Harbour, Cottles Cove will soon have traveling physicians come see them in their communities for primary care. One gentleman from Point Limiton said he hasn't seen a doctor in his community since the 1980s. Now that's success. This is a success I want to bring to healthcare, and it's a time to start thinking outside the box when it comes to healthcare. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Forsey.
Thank you. Unfortunately, the emergency service at the Dr. U. Toomey Healthcare Centre won't be there. That's the words by CEO, Liberal-appointed Pat Parfrey, by the way. His intent is to have family care. The people of our province deserve real access to health care, not just a place on a waiting list. Tony Wakeham's vision is to make sure everyone gets the right care at the right time. Without having to pay extra, we will not leave rural Newfoundland behind, but instead we'll make sure every resident of the province has access and health care when they need it. A PC government will strive to make sure that everyone has access to the consistent health care provider, either a family doctor or a nurse practitioner. People shouldn't have to be forced to go to an emergency room or resort to virtual care as they need to see a physician. 163,000 people in Newfoundland and Labrador do not have a family doctor. That's unacceptable. We'll make sure that anyone can see a nurse practitioner for free with no strings attached. Fully cover the cost of traveling for essential care when such services are not available in your region, and provide free parking at the healthcare facilities. Introduce a medical air transportation service based out of Gander. This will help rural patients receive more timely care without having to travel long distance via road. Fix the problems with the 911 system, including ambulance delays and the lack of funding to fire departments who respond to medical calls. Under the Liberal watch, rural health care has been eroded. Patients are being forced to wait too long for tests, emergency rooms are overcrowded, and patients have shown up in their local emergency room to find the doors locked. Under a progressive Conservative government, decisions about rural health will not be made in St. John's. To make sure residents of rural Newfoundland and Labrador have real access to health care without long wait times, a PC government will end the cycle of rural ER closures and diversions. We will hire more ER doctors, nurse practitioners, and nurses so every shift is covered, even when local staff take time off. Reduce wait times by additional diagnostic equipment outside of St. John's. Corner Brook will get their PET scanner. Reduce wait times with at least 4 new MRIs in rural Newfoundland and Labrador. These will be located in Burin, Grand Falls, Windsor, Labrador, and the 4th MRI to be located based on need. We will hire additional technicians needed to operate these machines. Providing funding to the Lionel Cullen Hospice in Grand Falls, Windsor. Create and follow a human resource plan. This will publicly outline the mix of healthcare providers who are needed, when and where they are needed. Healthcare workers themselves will be involved in creating that plan. Conduct a full review of MCP operations with a goal to reduce the burden of paperwork. And we will open the 24-hour emergency service in Botwood, which will streamline emergency service and alleviate some of the stress of an already overcrowded emergency room in Grand Falls, Windsor. I have been told by a prominent physician at the Toomey Centre that they have seen an uptake of visits from Grand Falls, Windsor because of the situation at our regional hospital. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now our 5th question. As I said, we seem to be clipping right along. This one about the cost of living and affordability. So that would be the heading, and here's the question. Mr. Power, you're up first. With the average salary in Grand Falls, Windsor, and there's a number given, roughly $45,000, and data for communities in the exploits district is not necessarily available, being well below the Canadian average at that, and significant expenses for housing, utilities, and goods. What would you do to reduce the cost of living for ordinary families? Example, energy costs, housing subsidies, income supports, or provincial program reforms?
Thank you, Dave. Cost of living, that is something that's not just unique to Newfoundland. We know everybody, no matter where you live, Canada, worldwide, the last number of years, everybody is having an issue and having troubles with cost of living and getting by. One thing about John Hogan, he understands this, and he is going to implement, and he's already implemented some programs to help alleviate the people in Newfoundland when it comes to dealing with cost of living from day to day. Some examples of what the government have done: we've increased income thresholds for seniors by 10%. We're doubling the Aging Well at Home grant from $400 to $800. Seniors benefit increased by 15%. Grants to help with home repairs. 50% tax reduction in the fuel tax. 10% reduction on power bills. 50% reduction in cost of registered vehicles. Elimination of the tax on home insurance, and maintaining home heating supplement on furnace and stove oil up to $500. All these measures will help, when combined, to make the cost of living more affordable for people here, not only in Central, but right across the island. But also, one other thing too we should consider is back in 2015, when the Liberal government took over. We took over from PC administration, and we would have been in a much better place fiscally to help our people if we didn't have to deal with a $10 billion boondoggle from Muskrat Falls. So we had to come in, deal with that, figure out how to pay off that debt that wasn't there, and the Liberals done a great job doing that. $10 billion, think about that. That was money that we didn't know we had to deal with when we showed up in 2015. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Forsey.
Thank you. The idea of Muskrat Falls was good. The spending was out of control by the Liberal government at that time. The Liberals have allowed the cost of living in the province to soar, leaving many hard-working Newfoundlanders and Labradorians struggling. It seems like the price of everything has gone up. Soaring food and housing costs mean that your paycheck doesn't go far enough. The Liberal plan will force prices even higher by increasing 300 taxes and fees in their first budget, followed by a sugar tax and carbon tax. In order to make life affordable for all of us, a PC government will reduce the amount of income tax paid by hardworking Newfoundlanders and Labradorians by raising the basic personal amount to $15,000. This means that you will not pay any provincial income tax on your first $15,000 earned. Newfoundland and Labrador will have the highest basic personal amount in Atlantic Canada. Eliminate the sugar tax legislation. Although the Liberals finally realized that the sugar tax was a mistake, their regressive legislation remains in place. Permanently lower the gasoline tax. We will make temporary gas tax reductions permanent, saving you 8 cents per liter. Make more families and individuals eligible for physical tax credit by letting them claim fitness gear like sneakers and bikes. Review all taxes and fees charged to people and businesses of the province with the goal of removing unnecessary fees. In 2016, the Liberals added or increased over 300 taxes and fees. Many, like the higher provincial park fees, are still in place. We will raise seniors' benefits by 20% and provide the NL child benefit to 3,000 more children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Forsey. Well, gentlemen, we're coming up on our last question. We've said 6, and 6 it is. On demographic sustainability and migration, excuse me, a key challenge is population decline, of course, and out migration, especially of younger people. What strategies would you, Mr. Power, you're up first, propose to attract new residents both from within Newfoundland and from outside, and then to retain youth and reverse demographic decline in central Newfoundland?
Despite what the opposition might say, we have something that we ought to be proud of. It's probably one of the best kept secrets in the exploits region. With 4 full-time doctors and a nurse practitioner, Botwood has more access per capita to primary health care than anywhere else in Newfoundland and Labrador. As a region and as a town, we need to capitalize on this and make Botwood the place to be. With collaboration with Council, as your MHA, I will work to thrive and make Botwood the place where young people and seniors alike will want to call home. From the great outdoors to culture, heritage, museums, world-famous murals, recreational facilities, schools, supermarkets, and much more, we have a lot to offer. Botwood offers the perfect balance of modern services, strong community, breathtaking natural beauty, in addition to an affordable place to buy and raise a family. As a 25-year veteran of the business community in Central Region, I know a lot of what it takes to be successful in the business community. With an abundance of land, we can make things that are more affordable and competitive for new business development. We have an opportunity to offer new startups tax breaks for small and medium-sized businesses, which in turn create jobs for our region. With jobs come people, money, and expansion, and that's what we need.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Forsey.
Thank you. To bring people to a region, they need a good health care system, not strip away the emergency service. We have the facilities and skills and workforce right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. What we need now is a government prepared to dream big, start building right here for all of us, requiring local community benefits agreements for major public infrastructure and natural resource projects with a minimum of 10% apprentices. Strengthening training and apprentice programs to give young people, Indigenous workers, and women more opportunities in the skilled trades. Expanding skilled trades programs with a high school pre-apprenticeship program. This will make sure that all high school students will be given a greater opportunity to explore and prepare for careers in the skilled trades. Our resources, our province, our people. That's what it's about. Trades NL leadership endorsed the PC Party's commitment to support skilled trades, creating sustainable employment opportunities, and ensuring investments that strengthen the province's future. And as I mentioned previously, provide paid work terms for students, training to fill areas who complete their placement within health, social, and education services of this provincial government. Recruit additional healthcare workers by providing every student training in the program where there are staff shortages, and offer an employment at the beginning of their studies. Students must be hired on their way into the training program, not on their way out. We will fund tuitions for students who stay, work, and live in Newfoundland and Labrador. Immigration will be targeted towards areas of the greatest need. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Forsey. Well, for our viewing audience, we've come almost to the end of the evening. the first half of the evening, actually, and I'll explain that in a moment. But thank you to both candidates for your thoughtful responses to decorum. It certainly speaks highly of your being resolute candidates, so congratulations to both of you in that regard. We did say you each had 2 minutes to sum up your story at the end. So we'll first call upon Mr. Forsey to do just that, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me begin by thanking Rogers TV, our moderator, Mr. Anthony, and of course, Mr. Gary Hennessy, with the Exploits Regional Chamber of Commerce, who was persistent in bringing this forum together. Let's face it, Liberals have been there for 10 years, and during this time, crime is up, cost of living is up, seniors are suffering, children poverty is on the rise. We now rank as having the worst healthcare in Canada. The Liberals' objective is to gut our primary healthcare in rural areas, including the emergency at the Dr. U. Toomey Healthcare Centre in Botwood. A PC government will reinstate the 24-hour emergency service at the Dr. U. Toomey Healthcare Centre. The Liberals are now signing away Churchill Falls to Hydro-Quebec. They continue to hide details about their great deal. I have been a vocal advocate for our district and brought your concerns to the floor of the House of Assembly. After 6 years as MHA, I have the experience and the knowledge to move forward. We deserve better, and working together with a PC government, we can and we will do better for all of us. On Tuesday, October the 14th, I respectfully ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Forsey. Mr. Power.
As we come to the end of tonight's forum, I want to thank everyone who took the time to listen. I also want to say something that I've heard about this time for change from our opponents. I couldn't agree more. I want to be clear. This isn't about personalities. It's about progress. It's about results. It's about the future, what we owe our children and our grandchildren. We've given the PCs almost 2 decades in exploits. That's long enough. 16 of the last 20 years, exploits has been represented by the PC party. And where has that gotten us? We have less programs, fewer services, a declining population, but yet again, you are right. It's time for change. As the poll released last week, putting Premier Hogan 28 points in the lead, it's time for exploits to be on the right side and get the change we deserve. Let's turn the page. Let's write the future together. I've spent my life here in exploits, building a business, raising a family, and working with people every single day. Those experiences taught me what it means to listen, to find solutions, to get things done. Running a business for 25 years requires planning, problem solving, and working with people from all walks of life. Skills that will serve me well in representing this district in the House of Assembly. I know the challenges our communities face, but I also know the strength and resilience of the people who live here. My goal is simple: to listen, to act, and to always keep the interests of the people that exploits in the heart of every decision. I would be honored to earn your trust and your vote and work every day on your behalf. So respectfully, on Tuesday, I ask for your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Power. So, folks, there you have it. Our forum has come to an end. I'd like to say thank you to another group of people that you didn't see, but they were so quiet, we didn't know they were there. There is a small studio audience. Each of the candidates were asked if they would like to have that in place, and they were, as we'd say in Newfoundland and Labrador, they were well behaved. Translation, well behaved. So thank you, lady and gentlemen, I should say, for being a wonderful audience, listening and very respectful of both the candidates. So, ladies and gentlemen, and on behalf of the Exploits Chamber of Commerce, thanks very much to the candidates and their teams for agreeing to participate in this candidates forum. And of course, thanks very much to Rogers TV and the volunteers that make this work for broadcasting this event. But don't go away for the rest of the evening. We will return at 7 o'clock for the second forum for the Grand Falls Windsor Buckens District. So once again, thank you everybody. Good luck, and we'll see you all at the polls.
Conversation or a pair of blue eyes, yeah. Your true love on ex broken heart. Maybe a party crowd on a Friday night, long next phone lines and neon signs, yeah. Sometimes that's where it all starts, at the end of a to your past. You can look for answers at the bottom of a glass. It ain't 'cause of my truck, it ain't 'cause of some George Strait song. Yeah, these blue jeans might be ripped, but that ain't how I bought them. It ain't 'cause of these boots, I'm sticking out like a damn sore thumb. Anytime I'm anywhere but where I'm from. Why can't city lights just feel like home? I'll tell you if you really want to know. And why I gotta work so hard, why I'm always saying amen just to be away from my best friend. Why I gotta toss a line when I see a lake, and why I'm always praying for rain. You ask me why you are the way you are. I grew up on a farm. I gotta watch the sunrise. A job ain't ever done till it's done right. And I got acres of reasons why. It's who I'll be till the day I die. I'll still be saying amen just to be away from my best friend. Why I gotta toss a line when I see a lake, and why I'm always praying for rain. You ask me why you're the way you are, and why I'm always thanking all my lucky stars. I grew up on a farm.
You're listening to Hot Country on Stingray Music.
Everybody's got a summer that they can't forget. They hold on to and go back to. Your mind's on the Carolina coast, still burning in my mind like a red sunset. Chasing embers till September, what I remember most. Bottle rockets in the sky, bare feet in the sand, bonfire in her eyes, cold beer in a can, moonlight on the waves, her kiss in the dark, the smile on her face when she'd make me break out of my guitar and play. Hold my hand, kiss in the dark, the smile on her face when she'd make me break out of my guitar and play. Hold my hand, I want you to hold my hand. Hold my hand, I'll take you to the promised land. Hold my hand, maybe we can't change the world, but I wanna love you the best that I can. Bottle rockets in the sky, the best that I can. Bare feet in the sand, the best that I can. Bonfire in her eyes, I wanna love you the best that I can.
Downtown looks like it's New Year's Eve. You find some bar you can halfway breathe. Touch tune, some old deep cut cheap trick. Got your girl singing every word of it. So you bring a couple shots of chilled Patron to the prettiest thing that you ever hit on. And somehow she ain't got a boyfriend, so you make her laugh all night and then take her home, fall in love. Thank the good Lord up above that he sent one down into your arms and put a chain around your raised hell heart. You're trying to play it cool walking through the door, but you're smiling like a fool cause you can't wait for them down the road. Memories you're bound to make, and you will one day take her home. Gassed up truck sitting in the driveway. In the back there's a black and a pink suitcase. She can't stop saying she's freaking out. You say, baby, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Then you hold her hand, kiss her one time, throw it in drive, and take her home. They fall in love. Thank the good Lord up above that he sent one down into your arms. Put a chain around your raised hell heart. You're trying to play it cool walking through the door, but you're smiling like a fool cause you can't wait for them down the road. Memories you're bound to make, and you will one day take her home. Take her home. Sometimes God draws life like a dream, paints you a 7-pound, 5-ounce scene in a car seat creeping down the interstate. Two young lovers that are scared to death but still can't wait to take her home, fall in love.
Program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us or send us your feedback through social media.
This is Rogers TV.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
This is Rogers TV.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. Wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
Have a Holden one at 15.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
You're watching Rogers TV. This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love.